Animal Noses. The author is Mary Holland. Noses come in all kinds of shapes and sizes. Some are pointed, some are flat, some are tiny, and some are huge. Some are wet, and some are dry. Most noses help animals to do two things: breathe and smell. Many animals, like this shrew, use their sense of smell to find food, to find a mate, and to know where danger is near. Birds do not have real noses, but they do have two holes or nostrils just above their beak. Can you find the nostril on this young bald eagle? Most birds breathe through their nostrils. Some birds can even smell very well, others not so well. Many animals leave messages for each other by rubbing their scent on a tree or rock, or peeing or pooping in special spots. An animal scent contains a lot of information. When other animals of the same kind come along to use its nose to smell the scent and learn who lives there, how old they are, if they are big and strong, and if they're looking for a mate, and lots more. Bears depend on their noses to find a mate and to find food. They rub their backs against trees and leaves their scent so that other bears can smell the trees and know who has been there. Black bears can smell food that is several miles away. Grizzly bears can find food underwater, and polar bears can smell a seal through 3 feet of ice. Possums cannot see or hear very well, but they can smell food from far away. Possums are not fussy about what they eat. They use their noses to find insects, worms, snakes, frogs, birds, bird eggs, fruit, and even mice. Even garbage smells good to a possum. White-tailed deer use their noses to find food and to smell predators that might want to eat them. Part of the reason why deer can smell so well is that they keep their noses wet by licking them. Scents seem to wet noses better than dry ones. Insects don't really have noses. They breathe through tiny holes, spiracles, in their body, and they smell with their antennas. Male moths use their big feathery antennas to find female moths that are sometimes very far away. Most snakes can smell better than they can see or hear, but they don't smell with their noses. Instead, they use their tongue and mouth. When you see a snake flickering its forked tongue in and out of his mouth, it is smelling something. The snake collects tiny particles on its tongue and then puts the tongue into 2 pockets in the roof of his mouth. Jacobson organ is that called. Then he knows what the tongue has gathered. Turtles can smell when they are on land and when they are underwater. Like snakes, some turtles have a Jacobson organ, which they use to smell. Frogs use their noses to sense the smell, to find mates, and to find prey, and keep them away from predators, and to find their way home. Frogs breathe through their noses but they also breathe through their skin and the inside of their mouth. In order to breathe through their skin, frogs must keep their skin wet. Some animals have very special noses. A beaver has flaps or valves in its nose that act like a nose clip. When it dives underwater, the flaps close, keeping water out of its nose and allowing the beaver to dive deeper and stay underwater longer. Star-shaped mole gets its name from the look of its face, of his nose. Do you think it looks like a star? Moles spend a lot of time in their tunnels underground where it is dark and hard to see. They use the 20 little feelers on the tip of their nose to find earthworms and other food to eat. When a star-nosed mole is looking for food, all the little feelers on its nose wiggle very fast. Can you wiggle your nose very fast like a starfish mole? What is the best thing your nose has ever smelled? That's it.